Yeah, I hear you, but I don't see you.
Seth, can you hear us?
Says he left.
Okay.
Oh, I hear you again.
All right.
Yeah, maybe just do it without
Audio.
the video. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because right now I'm working with about 6 megabits a second.
All right. I think that our voices are live now, but it's still just the opening scene. So if anyone's listening, we'll be to you in just a second. Okay, so it's coming up on the thing. Again, this is our first time doing it. Sorry it seems super unprofessional. What we've done in the past is...
Because it is.
Ooh, what we've done in the past is just like recorded...
Just like the podcast, just recorded the audio. And
just recorded audio.
Put it all together.
Yeah.
And made it happen.
Okay.
But we think that this is a cool way to do different sort of outreach and all. All right.
That's a funny thing.
I'm ready. Seth, are you ready? Eric, are you ready?
I am ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. All right, guys. I don't know if anyone's actually out there watching because this is our first time doing this, but hi if you are, and hopefully this is showing up correctly with Erik Garlington's name right here. Erik is from a band that we just had on the podcast, this most recent episode for Bad Luck, and the band's called Wight. So welcome, Erik.
Hey, what's up?
And then Seth is here too, but he's somewhere in ethereal space talking from the void.
Hanging out with Chris Pratt's astral body.
Yeah, and you know. So Seth, I think you were going to start off with a couple of questions just about Bad Luck and all, right?
Yeah. So Erik, the way we kind of do this, there's kind of 3 different sections of the interviews. So there's getting to know you, getting to know the band and the song, whatever the topic piece is, and then in the end, it's called the unknown. Caleb has some trivia questions that are all centered around luck. Yeah, so just random, yeah. Now, so getting to know you, I have a few questions. First off, do you believe in luck?
Like in a cosmic sense, like not really, but just getting a lucky shot, sure. Like there's some things that just happen.
Okay, good. Because if you said no, then I don't know where the rest of these questions would go. Like if you said, good. So we can work with that. Now, who is the luckiest person you know? And it doesn't have to be someone you know personally, but it could be, say, Cheeto Orange president who fell into the White House. No, and I'm sorry. But anyways, who is the luckiest person you know?
God, the luckiest person I know. I think about that a lot, like whether it's someone that falls into some type of position or someone that's like born into it, like Jaden Smith, like all those Smith from the jump have just been just the luckiest, and they have to be actually talented. I'm gonna go with Jaden Willow Smith, and it's weird.
I'll be honest. I listened to the song Icon too much.
Oh my God.
The new album was all right. Like there were some at least good beats on it.
Yeah, it was definitely too many songs. Some of them didn't land, but the songs that were good were really good.
Yeah.
If you're keeping in mind that it's a Jaden Smith album, you're like, oh, all right, not bad.
yeah.
It's like, well, I can work with this. Now, do you know? And I know this is really off the cuff. So, what is a situation where you got lucky?
I guess probably meeting my bandmates. Like, I've been searching for 2 years, and it was like I just kind of gave up and went to a show and met my bass player. Friend was like, "Oh yeah, my friend just moved here from Texas and he plays drums." And I scooped him up before anyone else could be like, "Hey, let's start a band." So just because that never happens. I usually have to go through Craigslist or just search online. So this happened organically through friends that I already knew. So I was like, okay, we have a mutual friend. So we'll probably have something in common besides band listed on a forum.
Is this like an open mic or something that you met him at?
No, it was just let's see. I was acoustic, like like Audio Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My friends are trying to get one of those type of things started, where they have a band come and play, and I met the bass player at one of those.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Now, I know one of these is more. Well, which would you prefer to find, a leprechaun or a genie?
A genie, because then leprechaun, what? It's gold or something they give you.
Yes, I mean you just use one of the wishes, right?
Yeah, so genie, I could just wish for gold or whatever money. I don't know who takes gold anymore, but yeah, and then have 2 more wishes left over. Definitely a genie.
Genies are definitely
Excuse
OP.
me, sir. Do you accept doubloons? Okay. Now, last question. Picking a movie. Do you watch a lot of movies?
Oh yeah, I actually have a film reel tattooed on my hand. I love movies.
Okay, so 3 movies. You have to pick one. There aren't too many luck-based movies where the entire movie is something to do with luck. But so, Good Luck, Chuck. You know that wonderful Dane Cook film.
Yeah,
Dane Cook and
That
Dax
won
Shepard,
several
2
Oscars, right?
yeah. I saw that in theaters.
And then Leprechaun or Lucky Number 11.
Oh, Lucky Number 11 for sure.
Yeah,
I feel like
that's one of my favorite
I feel like
movies.
that's the
I love
clear
them.
choice there.
Yeah, there is objectively
by
right.
far, it's the best one.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Good Luck, Chuck. When I was in high school, it was fine. I enjoyed it at the time. I was a big Dane Cook fan as a teenager. It hasn't aged well. None of it's aged well.
Yeah.
Oh man. So that is the first part. There's no real solid segue into the next, but
basically, we want to talk about the song now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Did you happen to listen to the episode at all?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so let's start there, I guess. So you heard us talk about it for a second. You may have heard us talk a little bit about race earlier in the episode too, if you heard the whole thing. So is there anything that you feel like we completely misconstrued or went about from the wrong angle? Or
Well, I feel like like you guys said in the emails, like you're 2 white guys talking about race,
Right.
that's
Right.
that's all you need going into any conversation. Me trying to talk about South and North Korean politics, just realizing I'm just an ignorant American and
Right.
I don't know. So yeah, just
Right.
being knowing that that's all I can ask for. That's all anyone should ask for.
yeah, well, and no amount of research that you do, I mean, it can prepare you and you can start to get a sense of what's going on, but it's not going to be the same as actually having to deal with any of it.
Yeah.
So one question that I specifically had, and I kind of shot you a message before, there's the line early on in the song that talks about the N-word and about how basically you think you wish no one said it, basically. And I think that there's a pretty hot debate that's raged for years and years and years over that.
Yeah.
I'm going to link a video between Oprah and Jay-Z in the show and the notes of this after we're done that kind of goes into it some, where Jay-Z's saying, I think that it takes the power out of the word if we continue to take it back, and Oprah's generationally that's the word that was being said when people were being lynched. So and then I sent you the lyrics to I by Kendrick Lamar, which was on his album To Pimp a Butterfly. And basically he brings up this word from Ethiopia, Negus, which he says means royalty, king, royalty, black emperor, king, ruler, etc., etc., and that the history books have tried to overlook that and hide it, but that he views using the word is some sort of ode to that word, I guess. And to me, I mean, I guess that's some sort of redefining it, which that's the way language works, so that's fine to do. But anyway, I just wanted your input on that whole thing, the whole debate in general. I mean, I guess I know which side you're on from the song, but...
Yeah, I mean, actually, I wrote that lyric when I was like 22. I'm 27 now, and it's changed. I mean, I was really awkward back then. I was in the Bible Belt still and just getting flack from both sides. Now I feel like I've switched the complete opposite way. Like, if you want to say it, if you're, a person of color, a black person, that's fine. I just was, like, made to feel uncomfortable saying it my entire life by both black and white people.
Right.
But, yeah, since then, I don't care. Black people can say it all they want. And, yeah, it does, has got the power back, And it is a generational thing I could go for saying, but my generation, my little brother's generation, it doesn't have that weight to it where it's just I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's not an issue for me anymore.
Okay.
Like it used to be.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's interesting how it develops. Seth, are you still there?
I am.
Do you have anything in regards to this conversation?
No, I was going to say, I imagine, well, first off, now, you're from the Bible Belt. Where are you from?
So I've been in a military family. My mom was in it for 30 years, so I haven't really had a hometown, but we spent the most time in Mississippi. So I just say that I'm from Mississippi. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
And
that's actually a
Mississippi
state
is one of those states, where I'm like, man, I am from the deep south, and then but I'm not from Mississippi. Right. And I'm like, damn, there's deeper south than South Carolina, believe it or not. And so it's right there.
The way I tend to think of it is South Carolina's 48th in education. The two behind it are Mississippi and Alabama.
There it is. Now, and I would say, so I looked at, because I saw that you had followed the Facebook page, and I was going to say, I assumed that there's been some kind of connection between now and when you wrote the song, because your occupation on your Facebook page, I was like, okay, so he's found something with that word where he's like, and for those of you at home, do you want to tell them what your occupation is?
I forgot it said that, obviously. Yeah, so my Facebook occupation is HNIC of Great White, which means head nigga in charge. So I saw it on the Boondocks, I was like, that's fucking great.
Awesome. So you wrote this when you were 22.
Yeah.
Man. Right on.
Would you say the music that you're creating now, and this is my ignorance for not listening to anything that's come out recently, is still in the same vein? What are your influences musically? Because it sounds like a lot of the influences are emo music or there are a few songs that are that old, but most of the album's pretty up to date and current. But my influence has always been people assume it's mostly emo, but it's always been stuff like Kanye, T.D.E. artists like Isaiah Rashad. Say Anything is my all-time favorite band. But I started out playing guitar at 12, and I started out in prog rock, so Cody and Cambria, 3, At the Drive-In, stuff like that. And then I don't know. Then I realized that life wasn't cut out for me, and I was never going to be a good guitar player. So I would just take the things oh man, this is a cool riff. Let me turn it into a melody instead, and then that evolved into emo music and learning about what are we in the third or fourth wave? I don't know. Whatever wave emo we're in now. Yeah. I think
modern bass, bottoms, all that kind of stuff.
I think it fits nicely into fourth wave emo or whatever we're in now. And I've kind of ebbed and flow with it, but it seems like every time the wave rises, I'm on it too. I'm I'm back into this type of music. I don't know, because I've definitely gone off and explored other stuff, like you said, a lot of the artists that you said, honestly. But every time it rides back up, I'm ready, ready and waiting for some new good emo music. But I think I don't know. I like the angle that you're taking on it, or at least with the song that we use, because so often emo becomes very about the self, and I don't know, a self-loathing sort of thing. Not that that's not there to some degree, but I appreciate the social consciousness of it because it just feels so much more mature than a lot of, the emo music that hasn't necessarily dated very well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, when you think of emo music, you naturally and pretty much rightfully so think of a lot of breakup songs and a lot of things like that. And this is just on a totally different level with that same feeling. The same. You get the instrumentation of that emo, but the lyrics they obviously are way above any of that, which is really nice.
Seth,
Thanks,
I actually wonder where you stumbled upon this song, because Seth is the one that found it.
I just had like a playlist going. Okay, so yeah, I was cleaning, washing dishes, and had a playlist going on YouTube of someone put together a bunch of the Tiny Desk submissions. So you guys did this for and I heard it, and I was like,
to whoever did that.
Shit, like this is it, yeah. And as I told you in the email, we already had the lineup pretty much set, and that's why everything was so like last minute. I was like, okay, we're recording now. If you can do it, you can. If not, we'll figure it out later. But I was like, I mean, we need to at least attempt to be able to put this on the show if you guys let us, and thankfully you did. So, but that's where I found it, and that's been it's an interesting song. So I was listening to it in the airport, and I fell asleep. I didn't realize that my headphones had come unplugged. I guess my arm hit. So I didn't realize. My wife hits me in the leg. She's like, Seth, like, you need to, like, this. And it's just blaring in the airport. And I was like, okay, well.
That's just guerrilla marketing.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, guys. But anyways, so let's get into the quiz, right?
Are you?
Or do you have
I did want to talk a little bit more about the race stuff, just because I feel like we didn't talk.
Yeah, well, we don't have an opportunity really. It's like this is great to talk about.
Yeah. So, I was wondering if you have any like stories from a day-to-day sort of experience that. I don't know. What is your view of racism today? Because as a white dude, so I have no idea. But as a white dude, I tend to think that racism has changed its face somewhat. I mean, we have our straight up like Nazis, but I don't feel like that's the majority, or I hope that's not the majority. But I think most racism I see today is from people who would swear to God that they're not racist. And probably in their heart feel like they aren't racist. There's just a lot of misunderstanding. So I didn't know, I guess, if you had any anecdotes or anything about...
so you usually hear, about the straight up racism, like in the movies or the Nazis, stuff like that. But I think there are a lot of people, like you said, who don't think that they feel that they are racist. It's like, and it's hard to be like, you're not racist, but what you just said was, because it's always like, you speak so well for a black person. One of your parents must be white.
Right.
Things like that people somehow think it's okay to say, and it's clearly not.
When they
having to explain to
in their head, they're saying it as a compliment, but it's still
they
racist,
genuinely don't think that that's wrong to say, and then you have to check them, and then they get very offended or really awkward. There's never I don't think there's ever been a time where it's just like, okay, then we can move on. It's always like, then they try to prove to you how unracist they are and make it really, really awkward.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, the standard in Mississippi, people would be like, you guys are different, me and my older brother. It's like, I hate niggers, but I love black people. Like, you guys,
I heard
you guys
too, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not
just,
of me, obviously, but just in my friend group.
Yeah. So that kind of more thing where it's just like, they swear that they like everyone equally, but like when they see a person that fits the bill of, the stereotype, then they're just uncomfortable, and you can tell.
Yeah, Eric, you're one of the good ones.
Yeah, right? Fucking years of hearing that.
Yeah.
Years and years.
Yeah, that's absurd. I mean, it's not absurd because I'm familiar with it. I know exactly what you're talking about, but it's unfortunate. Yeah. And I think what we could really all use is, and what I feel like I probably used to be the guy that you're talking about in a lot of ways, where I was very much the guy that's definitely not racist. I mean, my parents are the guy that's definitely not racist, and they'll say, you can't, that if my sister would have dated a black guy, that would have been unacceptable or whatever. So,
yeah.
But they're still not racist, which of course they are. Sorry, parents, if you're watching this, I love you. It's just ignorance. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's fine. But anyway, the road that I was trying to go down, I definitely used to be that guy. And what I've really tried to practice, and what I think one of the major solutions is when someone says, "Hey, what you just said doesn't fit or is fucked up." Well, first of all, people need to say, "Hey, what you just said is fucked up." But once they say that, instead of me being like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 you don't get it. I didn't mean it that way," being like, "Oh, okay, that hurt you. I'm sorry. Didn't realize. I'll try not to do that again." But it's a pride thing. It's completely like, what? You're calling me racist? I'm not like a Ku Klux Klan member. I'm not racist. Like,
it's hard to be like, it's the same thing like being a man in America, where you're just like, I remember Ain't Too Proud to Beg. I remember hearing that when I was like 5, and like growing up being like, just badger them. Oh, he's picking on you because you like having to unlearn those toxic behaviors, whether it's with other people of color, women, trans people, things that you're just like, you can't help what you were raised into, but you can help if you want to better yourself and unlearn those habits.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I think almost all of it comes from empathy, just being like trusting people when they say that was over the line or that hurt me or whatever. It's like you don't have to justify what your intentions were, just be like, oh, my bad. Like I fucked it up. Seth, do you have anything to add to this before we get to the quiz?
I don't.
All right. Erik, do you want to say anything else on this issue, or call us out for
I was about to say,
fucking something up? Or
you just want the floor.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right. Well, let's get into some really interesting... this is basically me asking quiz questions under the guise of getting to tell stories about bad luck. All right. So, are you ready, Erik? You're going to have 5 questions. The best so far on the show, someone got 4 out of 5, which is going to be pretty difficult. And I can't say I made this super easy just because there were so many that I was just like, that's so funny. Anyway, so a lot of it's going to be guessing and trying to figure out if I'm a good liar or not. So, number 1. Which of these superstitions is fake? So, A, mixing beers and the Czech Republic is bad luck. B, it's bad luck to shake your legs in South Korea. C, in Italy, bread placed upside down is bad luck. D, according to an old Pennsylvania German superstition, a female visitor on New Year's Day means bad luck. Or E, in Greece, it's bad luck to swim naked. Do you need me to repeat that? So you're picking which one is not real.
I'm going to go with the leg shaking one. That seems like...
Dude, right.
It's absurd, but it is real. The bad luck one, or the one that was not real, was in Greece, it's bad luck to swim naked. But the leg shaking in South Korea, which I'd be screwed. I have all this nervous energy all the time.
Bad,
yeah, I do too. I've broken every remote that's ever ended up in front of me because I'll like flip the thing off and off, like the battery pack or whatever. All right, here's a true-false question, 50-50.
Okay.
True or false? Violet Jessup, who was on 3 major ships that sank, including the Titanic, died at sea.
It's true.
It's false. It's absurd, though. See, like I said, this is just me leading to telling funny stories. And that's fine. Just, lose and let me tell funny stories. So she died of congestive heart failure in 1971 and then was buried at sea after. But this is after she was on board the Olympic, the Titanic, and the Britannic when they sank, but she escaped via lifeboat, which is crazy. Fine. Yeah.
What we don't know is that she's the one who made them all sink.
Maybe so.
Turns out she's like this super sly terrorist.
She just went down and pulled the cork out of the bottom of the boat, right? That's how
boats work.
All right, number 3, and this one's pretty hard. And I'm sorry. 3. Who was present for 3 different presidential assassinations? So it's A, Jackie Kennedy, B, Robert Todd Lincoln, which is Abe Lincoln's son, C, Donald J. Trump, or D, Alexander Hamilton.
I'm gonna go with the Kennedys because a lot of them died.
I know.
I don't know,
that's
right?
I should have. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have thrown them in there because that feels like that's right, but it's not. Robert Todd Lincoln. Jeez. So he was 21 when Abe died, and then he witnessed 2 more murders of presidents in his lifetime. Like he was in the room when they were killed. I think it was Garfield and McKinley. I should have written that down, but I didn't. But yeah, so eventually I read that he started turning down any presidential invitation that he got because he was like, "No, you're gonna die. Why would you want me?"
Oh my god, dude! You thought that your presence killed presidents? That would be insane. And then, I mean, I kind of wish he was still around, just sending him in as a little secret weapon.
Yeah, it would be pretty useful right now. That reminds me, I went to Alana Glazer's stand-up last night. You know her from Broad City?
Yeah, she's hilarious.
Yeah, it was great. And she basically made a similar joke where she was like, now I'm not saying someone should assassinate him, but, if someone's ready to kill themselves already... and I was just like...
Jeez.
Yeah, it got dark at times, but it was good. It was really funny. All right, this one's pretty open. Name one cure to a common superstition. So, for example, if you break a mirror or walk under a ladder, how do you reverse the curse? So, do you know any reversing the curses on any common superstitions?
Let's see. Reverse the curse. No.
Like even if you knock
I don't know.
knock salt over at the restaurant, you got to throw it over your shoulder, like anything like that.
That's like probably the only one I would know.
I didn't mean to.
I was about to say you just gave him the answer.
That one's right.
You should have said, if you knock food over, what do you do? But
I'm being really bad at this trivia shit. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know any other ones.
Again, it doesn't matter. It's just me telling stories. So
these are. I'm just reading them, and they're ridiculous.
Yeah, I made it pretty hard, I guess. I didn't know what to ask about bad luck. So here's what you do if you break a mirror, just so you know in the future. This is an informative show.
Okay.
You turn around 3 times in a circle, counterclockwise, immediately after breaking the mirror. Then you throw a pinch of salt over your left shoulder. Then you hold the broken mirror under running water or throw it into a body of water, either or. And then you bury the pieces of a broken mirror under the moonlight in your yard.
Wait.
So that's pretty expensive.
Hold on. So now I'm thinking... So...
You have to do all that work then.
Yeah. It's
lot.
What were you saying? Same thing.
Basically. So you have to throw... I'm confused about one part. So you throw the mirror into a body of water, then you retrieve it.
Yeah, I guess.
So you can bury the pieces.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I didn't even open up this article. It was one of those Google top page things where it was just there. Nice. So who knows? I probably should have read more.
Perfect.
All right, this was true false. And if you listen to the episode, which you might get called out in just a second on it, you'll get it right. True or false? There is a man that is still alive that survived being the same city as 2 atomic bombs.
I think it was true.
That is true.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Nailed it. Yeah. So I'm just going to read
The only one that
this. I'm going to read the story straight off because I put it. We talked about it in the podcast, but I didn't have the details at the time. So, born in 1916 to Tsutomu Yamaguchi, and I'm sure I messed that up, was on a business trip to Hiroshima on August 6, 1945. As he stepped off a tram, an atomic bomb blew up less than 2 miles away, fucking shit up in an extraordinary way. Eardrums destroyed.
Wait, you got this straight off Google?
I got this off Cracked, I think.
Okay, I was like, fucking shit up in an
That would be
extraordinary
great, yeah.
Sounds like crack.
So, his eardrums blew out. He was temporarily blind, and he scrambled to figure out what was going on. He spent a night in an air raid shelter, and then he was like, I should probably go back to Hiroshima, where I live, and went back there. No, sorry. He went back to Nagasaki, where he lived. Hiroshima is where the bomb blew up. And then a few days later, he was in his office in Nagasaki, and he was talking to a supervisor and being like, yo, I can't really sell cars in Hiroshima because, it's not there anymore. And he hears the sound of an atomic bomb going off again just 2 miles away. He survived, had no radiation poisoning or anything for some reason, even though you're supposed to within that blast zone, and he did it twice, and he's still alive today at the age of 93. So he's the only person to ever get hit by 2 atomic bombs and survive.
He probably can't die.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe that's his superpower.
Oh man, what if you don't? Okay, your superpower is that you don't die, but you still have all of the pains from aging. Wouldn't that be the worst superpower on the planet?
Yeah, that sounds terrible, actually.
You just become this brittle.
You
Yeah,
still
that's
get
the
Alzheimer's
worst.
and stuff? Like your brain deteriorates?
Well, we won't say the brain doesn't deteriorate, but I mean, we'll just say because I don't know. That would be then you wouldn't even know how bad your life sucks. But we're just saying, like, you wake up every morning and your back hurts and you're...
That actually sounds pretty brutal.
The worst.
All right, so I think that is pretty much it. Seth, anything else to add?
Thank you for doing this, Erik.
Exactly.
We really appreciate
Appreciate
it.
you having me. It's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for being a bit of a test subject for the video.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll definitely promote your song again on our blog, and yeah, looking forward to what you come up with in the future. What were you saying, Seth?
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah, good.
We're playing Decolonize Fest in London, June 23rd, and we're touring the UK and Europe 23rd to July 2nd.
Nice.
On our website.
That's
If
awesome.
anyone you know lives in the UK and Europe, come say hi.
We actually we actually randomly end up with a lot of UK Europe listeners to the podcast, so might work out. Yeah.
Are you going to be anywhere in Ireland?
No, we're just doing all UK. And then France, Germany, Belgium, and Amsterdam. Netherlands.
Is this your first Europe tour?
Yeah.
Awesome.
First.
Congrats.
Very nervous.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Europe at all?
Yeah, so I was born in Germany.
Oh, okay.
And then when I was 3, I think. And that's the last time I've been back.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Well, enjoy that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, man, that sounds awesome.
And definitely let us know if you're, Seth is in the South. I'm in New England, so we'd love to catch up. And
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'd be great.
All right. Well, thanks again for
Thank you
coming
so
on.
much,
Yeah.
man. We
And
appreciate it.
we'll shoot links to everything that we talked about in the comments,
Okay.
and shoot links to all your stuff in the comments. And yeah, it's been really great getting to know you and talk about your stuff.
All right. Take care, y'all.
Have a good
All
one.
right, man. I just waved. I'm not even on video. All right, bye.
I'm
All right,
trying
so
to end
did it
the
cut?
live. Nope.